The answer to this question found an international team of scientists examining data about the age at which the inhabitants of different countries manifest one or the other senile diseases, from stroke and Parkinson's disease to hearing problems and injuries from falling while walking. The study is published in the Lancet. It turns out that the complex of diseases that we traditionally associate with aging, inhabitants of different countries develop in a completely different age, and the gap between leaders and laggards is huge and is more than 30 years. However, at some of France or Singapore that comes much later. From the point of view of health, the French elderly and Singaporeans feel on the 65 when they turn 76. Ukrainians are way ahead of the inhabitants of New Guinea, however, significantly behind the world average. From the point of view of development of diseases characteristic of elderly, aging in Ukraine occurs in 57 years, is worse only in 15 countries. In the overall ranking of the 195 countries, Ukraine occupies 179th place, behind not only the US and the EU, but also countries in the Middle East, and all the members of the BRICS, Brazil, China, India, Russia and South Africa, and even Tajikistan, 147, which in many respects is considered the country with the lowest standard of living of the former Soviet republics. And this despite the fact that Ukraine belongs to the countries with medium-high socio-demographic index, SDI, which is considered the benchmark of the overall development of the country. A study conducted jointly by scientists from the USA, Norway and Spain is unique and striking in scale. The researchers analyzed data on the health status of residents of the 195 countries and territories in almost 30 years, 1990 to 2017. Usually, aging is considered from the point of view of increasing life expectancy. However, here the researchers applied a fundamentally different approach and focused on senile diseases, the likelihood of which increases in square with increasing age. They identified 92 such diagnoses, which in the end lead to irreversible deterioration of physical or mental abilities of the patient, including 13 cardiovascular disease and 6 with chronic respiratory diseases, 35 types of cancer, diabetes, chronic kidney disease, trauma and neurodegenerative diseases, and deteriorating hearing and vision. The analysis showed that senile diseases account for more than half of the health problems of the whole adult population, but data are very different from country to country and old age comes at very different ages. Moreover, although in developing countries, low SDI, life expectancy is significantly less than in developed countries, their residents still have time to feel the burden of old age and accumulate senile diseases, just it happens much earlier. These incomparable results show that the increase in life expectancy in old age can be perceived as additional opportunities, and as a threat to the welfare of society as a whole, depending on the age at which people begin real senile health problems, not based on their actual age on the passport, said the chief author, Angela Chan from the University of Washington in Seattle. Health problems associated with aging lead to earlier retirement, reducing the workforce and higher health care costs. The leaders and all who have influence on the healthcare system, you need to consider the age at which people begin to feel the negative effects of aging, she said. Now researchers conclude, you need to understand what factors affect late old age. Maybe it's the increased physical activity, smoking cessation or more effective organized system of care. The answer to this question will help to deal more effectively with the problems associated with the aging of the population.